Hello, my name is Marcus Ruiz Evans with a disturbing message for anyone that I can get a hold of. Yesterday, I attended the CalExit conferences hosted by Independent California. I spent 1 hour during the event responding to all questions about the Yes California Board of Directors that's soon to be launched. I then spent another hour on an unrecorded part of that conference because people said they had things that they wanted to say and they needed to feel free to say them. So on Sunday, yesterday, I spent 2 hours answering all questions from anyone who showed up. I don't run those conferences and I don't control them. A separate organization does. Anyone's allowed to the conferences. The conferences have been mentioned for years and anybody could go and ask questions. I took all questions from everybody for hours on end, answering everything. This morning, I awoke to harassing text messages from people at the meeting yesterday who already had hours to make their point. They needed to continue to make their points after the 2 hours of debate. Later on in the day, one of the Yes California Board of Directors was threatened by a high-ranking member of another CalExit organization. This threat by a high-ranking member of a CalExit organization was made right after that high-ranking member was in dialogue with another high-ranking member of another CalExit organization. We have screenshots to prove 2 different organizations had different high-ranking leaders involved in a conversation that shortly after encouraged one of those high-ranking leaders of a CalExit organization to make threats against Yes California Board of Directors members who had agreed to the terms that I outlined on Sunday, period. Sunday, I mentioned that 23 people were going to join the Yes California Board of Directors, and I mentioned the conditions under which they joined. This high-ranking CalExit officer in another CalExit organization made threats against anybody who agreed to the same terms. That's not acceptable. As president of Yes California, I am directing all Yes California Board of Directors members to not respond or engage with anyone in the CalExit movement about questions regarding the Yes California Board of Directors or its launch. Please tell everyone to email me at marcus.evans@gmail.com, an email that's been out there for a while and will continue to be. I will address all questions at this next Sunday's Independent California Conference, Sunday at 12. I will be there this Sunday at 12 to answer all questions that are sent to me by Yes California Board of Directors members. And if I'm allowed to go to that conference and if there's still a conference this Sunday at 12. Board of Directors members can do whatever they want. But I wanted to tell you that I'm ordering you to not engage. I feel that it's dangerous and I have taken a sacred responsibility to protect everyone who has agreed to work with me. I understand that people have strong opinions, but open threats that allow for interpretation of intimidating or violent behavior in any possibility or permutation are not accepted by Yes California as long as I am president. I was going to post this statement up on Facebook, but today we were banned from Facebook because we made a statement saying that free speech is a guaranteed right in the American Constitution and a quintessential part of being an American. Now, today, we're banned and can't effectively alert our board of directors about this threat made against them. So I'm doing my best to alert everyone I possibly can while at the same time being deplatformed. Difficult times. I'm asking those people who were responsible for the conversation that led up to this threat and the people who made this threat to be transparent, out themselves, apologize. And I'm asking for the 2 organizations who had officers engaged in this conversation that led to a threat to openly condemn all threats made by any means. An inability of the CalExit organizations who had officers seemingly involved in this behavior is disturbing. Only an open condemnation against making open threats can make the situation resolved. I will await for those statements from the 2 different CalExit organizations. When threats are made, we cannot tolerate that. And there is no drawback to condemning threats being made, even in a hypothetical capacity. So I'd find it highly interesting if the 2 CalExit organizations who had 2 high-ranking members involved in the conversation that led to one of those officers making a threat against Yes California Board of Directors didn't see it as reasonable to make an open condemnation of threats and to acknowledge any role in that happening. I have always said that CalExit is against violence. I simply cannot maintain that stand and not out when people violate it and make threats that could be interpreted as very bad and intimidating. Sincerely, Marcus Ruiz Evans.